Welcome to Gifted with ADHD, and I'm Juliet O'Rourke. Today we are going to be talking about feelings, specifically the fact that feelings are safe. And this might be something that is new to you. It was for me. A lot of times we are, conditioned to believe that there's only certain feelings that are okay. So like feelings of happiness or joy or gratitude. Oh, those ones we are good. But we could be conditioned to believe that other feelings such as sadness or anger or anxiety are wrong and we shouldn't be feeling those. And in addition to this, as ADHDers, we can often be told that we are too sensitive, we're too much, we're too intense. And so that can lead to a lot of neurodiverse people being conditioned to hide their feelings. And it can come from external voices such as family, parents, teachers, even peers. But eventually what happens is it becomes our own internal voice. So we believe that voice was our own, but it never was our voice, telling us that we are not allowed to feel certain feelings and that they're either wrong or not safe. So why is this a problem? It's a problem because what can happen is we will then suppress our emotions. This is kind of looks like things like masking, pretending to be somebody that we're not. And masking takes a lot of energy. The costs are huge. It keeps us stuck, and it really can lead to things like burnout, where we are really, trying to be somebody that we're not, and actually we're pushing those emotions away. The other thing that can happen is self-soothing behaviors. Self-soothing can be any kind of addictions, like anything we're using things like drugs or alcohol or food to soothe ourselves, really, because we're not allowing those emotions. We are needing to use other things to feel better about ourselves. And this is really common, especially with ADHD adults. The addictive patterns can be really, really huge in the ADHD communities. And that's something that I see a lot with my clients. And obviously, I actually experience this myself, which I will be talking about in other episodes about my own addictive patterns and self-soothing behavior when I really was numb to my feelings and just didn't even connect with my body, really. So I just want to kind of expand a little bit about this topic. And I think a really good way sometimes to deepen and to sort of show what we're talking about here is to use analogies. So you'll find me using a lot of analogies in this podcast. I love analogies. And so this analogy is one of my favorites. This analogy is looking at our body and our mind, like our whole system really, as if it's a house, and that our emotions are like the weather. And so if we think about that house analogy, you're looking at like emotions like joy and happiness. They're like the sunshine. We would welcome those. We're going to say, we can open the windows, we can have the door open. And yeah, we like the sunshine. However, if it comes to things like, in terms of weather, the storms, like the wind and the rain, we might think that in terms of that's more like the anger and sadness or anxiety even. That's when we're going to oh no, those ones aren't allowed. We are going to lock the doors. We are going to shut the windows. We're going to bolt the windows. We think those emotions are not allowed. We would even, really, if we really go deep into this analogy with the house, it could be that we're trying to block the chimney up so the wind can't come down. We're kind of like really stuffing it up with stuff. I don't know what stuff. But stuff. We could be like putting duct tape around the windows. We're bolting those doors. We're putting things around the doors to stop any drafts coming in. And it takes a lot of energy. So just to really now kind of bring the analogy back to our body, that is us really pushing those emotions away and not allowing them in our body, because we think that they're not safe or they're wrong. Hello, I am just going to pop in here and let you know about my group coaching program, which is called The Academy. The Academy is an inspiring and supportive space where I coach like-minded ADHDers. We explore everything about living with ADHD, and you will receive personal coaching and support directly from me. I've been through the challenges of ADHD myself, and I love sharing the lessons that I've learned to help make your life easier. So I'd love for you to come and join our amazing ADHD community and learn and grow together. There's a link down below to join, and I hope to see you soon. And so if we come back to what we, as if we're looking at the house analogy, what we really want to do, if we are allowing all emotions, we would just open the doors. If we open the front door, we open the back door, the wind is just going to flow through. It's just going to pass through. And it's not going to build up and cause this big pressure cooker outside where it's eventually going to force its way through, where the windows be shaking. It would just pass through. And this is, what we can do when we know that all emotions are safe. We can allow them to flow through us and they will pass. They don't hang around. It's only when we push them away, when we repress them, when we try and use other behaviours, that's when we know that can lead to so many other problems. Another way we can look at this is to look at toddlers as well. So we look at a toddler. A toddler is a great teacher. We know a toddler, they can have the best tantrums. They can stamp their feet. They can lie on the floor. There can be snot and tears and screaming, all of it. They're just fully releasing everything. They do not care. They have no inhibitions. And then if you look at that same toddler, like half an hour later, even less sometimes, they're just playing again. They're happy, forgotten all about it. And also you can see this in nature. So if we look at certain animals like ducks, for example, they can have a bit of a disagreement with their fellow ducks. You can see that I've seen this myself, and they kind of have a bit of argy-bargy. They are, not happy clearly. But then the next minute, they're shaking their wings vigorously. So they're resetting their system. They're getting rid of all that energy that they were in there when they were having their little fight with the other duck or their disagreement. And then you look at them again, the next minute they're sailing off down the river, perfectly happy. And so both these examples, the toddlers and the ducks, they're not kind of having their overprotective brains coming in and saying, this is dangerous, this is safe, this is unsafe, we can't feel this. It's just happening. They're present to those emotions and they're just passing through them naturally. And so animals and toddlers, they allow those feelings to move through them. Adults, we can block those feelings. We learn to block them through conditioning, through our brain telling us it's not safe or it's not allowed. So I just want to bring in how this really impacts on our ADHD community and yourself if you are an ADHD adult. Is this resonating for you? So we as ADHD adults, we can feel emotions a lot more intensely than neurotypical adults. We have very sensitive nervous systems. So this could actually cause us a lot of harm when we are really repressing these emotions and suppressing them as well. It can take so much energy. It stops us being our authentic, true selves. We then are doing things like masking behavior. And really, it just leads to us a lot of unhappiness. It can lead to depression, anxiety that will be coming up, a lot of fear in our systems because we're not allowing it just to pass through. We're pushing it away. And so any emotions, it doesn't matter if it's anxiety or anger, if we allow it, then it will pass through. And a lot of times we have this belief that it won't and that it will stay there. But actually, that isn't true. Okay, so just to end, I just want to bring it back to this radical truth that may still feel a little bit like you're not sure of. So I'm never telling you to believe anything I say. Try it out for yourself. Radical truth is that feelings are safe. As adults, as humans, we are designed to feel our feelings. We are feeling creatures. Our survival brain might tell us that it's dangerous, but that is our conditioning. We can feel everything and it's all absolutely safe. It will flow through us. It will pass through us. If I just gave you one thing to maybe try as an experiment, what about this week you just allow one feeling and really feel it, really see if you can feel that in your body as a physical sensation. What does it feel like? And if you hear your brain coming in, like telling you that it's not safe, just challenge your brain a little bit, maybe in a very friendly way. We don't need to get in any kind of like battle with our brain. It's just trying to help us. So we can just thank our brain and say, thank you. Thanks for letting me know, but I'm going to allow this feeling. I'm going to just see what this is like. Try it, see what happens. And then, if you've got any feedback and you want to just message me about this or have a chat, let me know. And I'd be really happy to talk to you about this because this is a lot of things that I coach people on. Thank you for listening and I will see you all next week.